let's see. So what I wanted to go through is that we've got, hey, there we go. So I'm going to talk a little about services. So I need to go through a few things in services and training, and I can do that faster and talk at double the rate. And when I talk at double the rate, people are always like, how do you do that? Because you might be having like certain espressos or things like that. And I don't have espressos, I don't drink coffee, I just have water. But I don't want to do that to you today because that may be too fast for you guys. So when we talk about services, we talk about assess, migrate, modernize, secure our data insights. I want to come back to this slide in a minute because I love how that slide ties into what AWS has as far as their phases of migrations. So at Ingram Micro and Services, Logan mentioned our Cloud Center of Excellence team. So our Cloud Center of Excellence team has capabilities in discovery and assessment, architecture and design, managed support, well-architected services. I'll touch on that in just a minute. DevOps and modernization. So we do have our DevOps competency. We can help you. That's the way I like to talk about services too. I won't read the rest of them to you. So we're here to support partners. When you are starting out and maybe you don't have a professional services team on your own, then we can be that team until you hire and train that team. So you do have a professional services team. Perhaps they don't have skills that you need for a project that you want to take on. That's where you can leverage our team. Perhaps you're engaged in a project that you're like, these are the deals that I live for, right? So I need 30 architects on this engagement to sit there and develop this and build it out. I've got a team of 10. What do I do for that other 20? That's where you leverage the Cloud Center of Excellence team. All right, so these are the phases of migration that AWS came up with, and I love it. It's assess, mobilize, and M&M, right? Migrate and modernize. Assessments we'll talk about a little bit later today. When I talked about migration evaluator, that's something that we would use in assessments. When we talk about mobilize, then it's really becoming, what is that migration plan going to be? What is the operating model? How are we going to build out the AWS account structure to support that? And then lastly, in migrate and modernize. So lift and shift is only the first part of the journey. You guys understand that, right? It's not the end of the journey. There is a great article from A Cloud Guru and from Brazil, right? And I love it because it's called the lift and shift shot clock. So you have 2 years from the time that you lift and shift somebody into the cloud before that does not become effective for what they have. And it's time for you to, as soon as you lift and shift, to start modernizing the application. Take advantage of the services that are available to you. All right, so some of the services that are available from our team. So pre-sales technical consulting. You have a pre-sales team. So our pre-sales team is Ishmael. Ishmael is going to help you out. So they're available to assist you with technical questions, being able to, really, when you have those opportunities come in, help you scope those out. What does that look like? If you're going to engage our Center of Excellence, we may need to gather a little bit of data, and that may be gathering the data with you and with the end customer to build a proper scope of work, right? We can help you with architecture and design and also proof of concept consulting as well. So I mentioned well-architected. So we do have a well-architected package. So well-architected reviews. The well-architected framework started in 2012. The thing's 10 years old now. It was built on a set of best practices. It started off with 4 pillars. Anybody know how many we have today? So we have six pillars now. 6.1 was sustainability. It came out in December 2021 at reInvent. What they're used for is to basically see if there's any gaps in the workload that you're evaluating according to those 6 pillars. So we can help run well-architected reviews on your behalf. So if you have an end customer where they are just putting something into the cloud and they want to be able to evaluate, or perhaps they already have something in the cloud and they want to make sure that they are following best practices, this is where you can leverage our team. So what we'll do is we'll run that well-architected review, and then what are identified are a set of high-risk issues, medium or, I should say risk issues. They're either classified as medium or high. And so we'll help you remediate 25% of those high-risk issues as well. So this is fee-based. It is in our marketplace. So that's something we can talk to you about later today when we talk, mingle, especially at happy hour. I love what Andrea did. So I know, she had to step out for just a sec. She covered a lot of the things. I mean, training and certification is one of the things that I love. the Cloud Practitioner Bootcamp today. I won't be speaking too much to that, but I love working with our teams across Ingram globally to get those up and running. It's a foundation of having a good practice, right? Training is foundation of having a good practice around AWS. Training and certification offers you the resources to develop your team. It helps you close that gap. Are you guys familiar with AWS Skill Builder at all? So Skill Builder came around in November of last year. It changed from the other portal that AWS had out there. This is a free training portal, so you can go in there and you can start taking these different courses. You can look for them. They do have accreditation. So the new sales accreditation came up in July 19th of this year. So it replaces what was previously the business accreditation. We'll talk more about those during our Cloud Practitioner Bootcamp today, because when we go through that bootcamp, you're going to want to achieve your sales accreditation or a technical accreditation, then your cloud economics accreditation, or and then you're going to go through and get your virtual instructor-led class on the Cloud Practitioner Essentials. Instructor-led training. So that's another great thing that we offer at Ingram, especially for North America. AWS Training Partner, or an ATP partner, is able to offer classes like architecting on AWS, developing on AWS, security and engineering for AWS. These are courses that are 3 days in length, and they're offered at a discount to y'all. So, sorry, I say y'all, I'm from Texas. But they're offered at a discount, so they're heavily subsidized, probably about 80 to 82%. So these 3-day courses, when you finish those, you're going to have an ebook, you're going to have a lab that you can practice in, and you're also going to get a voucher to be able to go, help me out, Kelly, is it to write for the exam?
Yes.
Yeah, because I say sit for the exam, but it's for the write for the exam, right? But yeah, so we give you a voucher to go write for that exam. That is that's a huge value, because Cloud Practitioner, that's a $150 exam. Or no, I'm trying to think. That's a $100 exam. The associate levels are $150. The like security engineering, that's a specialty certification. It's a $300 exam. We're giving you vouchers to go sit for those, write for those. Sorry. Yeah, go for it. But you stand up so we can hear you though.
So we have APN specific dates right now on our schedule for advanced architecting. October 31st, there's one in November as well. We also have a developing course coming up, I believe it's in December. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly for our Canadian partners, because I take care of all the registrations, giving you a discount on those courses. They're normally about, for a 3-day class, about $2,100 US, and we're offering it for $499 Canadian. So,
pretty good deal.
Okay, so if you have any questions, just reach out to me or come see me, and I can help you.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it.
It's almost free. US dollars, Canadian, that's great.
Plus the vouchers, plus you're not have to pay for the cost of the exam. So. All right, Partnercasts. So there are Partnercasts that you can sign up with AWS. These are always really good to learn about different services that are being introduced, different practices or programs that are being started, or also being able to educate you about certain skill sets that you may want to pursue. So yeah, so we start off with your Cloud Practitioner. Now, I say start off with, in 2018, AWS made it clear that you don't have to follow a certain progression with these certifications. It used to be that you had to. It used to be that you had to get your Solutions Architect Associate, then you had to get your Solutions Architect Professional. But you couldn't sit there and write for your professional without getting that associate. That's not the case today. I highly recommend that if you do want to do something like that, that you still take the classes that you might need to get up to that level. But the progression that you would think about, if I was going to do this in a learning path, is my Cloud Practitioner. Then I would learn what about which associate would I want to follow. So is that my Solutions Architect Associate? Is that my Developer or SysOps? Developer and SysOps are good training to get you towards your Developer Pro, so your DevOps Engineer Pro. Solutions Architect Associate, naturally that pushes you up towards Solutions Architect Pro. And then we have different ones. So we have Advanced Networking as far as specialty, Data Analytics Database, Machine Learning, SAP on AWS, or security. Anybody really good at Alexa, an Alexa developer? No, okay, that's good. So that's probably why they retired that exam. So that was something that that was available for quite a while, but it's been retired. SAP on AWS is a brand new one that came out this year. All right, so I mentioned this about the Cloud Practitioner. I love this demystifying foundational training. But these are the accreditations you'll get. So your sales accreditation, technical accredited, cloud economics, your Cloud Practitioner. Anybody just registered with AWS? Like I'm a registered entity with AWS, but I'm not at the select here. Anybody registered? You guys are all advanced? Select? Anybody select? Okay, anybody advanced? Okay, so one of these things, thank you, John. One of these things that's important is that when you get to select here, in order to progress down the services path and get to the select here, you need the rule of 2 is what I call it. So you need 2 sales accreditations and 2 technical accreditations. You need 2 cloud practitioner certifications, and you need 2 associate or higher certifications. So that rule of 2, when we're thinking about this, you're going to get those 2 accreditations, right? So you're going to get your technical or sales. And if you have more than one person joining from your company, then you'll knock out those 2 requirements really quick. The same for having more than one person from your company join and take the Cloud Practitioner. I often get the question, how many people do I need to get to select? 4. So because these have to be unique individuals. So the 2 business people cannot be the same that are the 2 that are taking the technical accreditation. And then your 2 cloud practitioners, that could be one of the accreditation people that takes that cloud practitioner and takes their solution architect associate. So when I think about this, I'm doing accreditations, my foundational certs, and my technical accreditations, and I'm drawing lines in the air because I'm giving you 3 different categories. So I can count once in each of those 3 categories. That's how to think about achieving my select tier requirements. These are some of those courses that she was talking about. So developing on AWS, architecting on AWS, those are good ones for those associates exams. There's also a SysOps one. Security engineering on AWS. Then we've got, there's an accelerator course. Oh, there it is. Architecting on AWS Accelerator. So this is something that we offer. It's a 5-day course. If you were to take both courses for your Solutions Architect Associate and your Solutions Architect Professional, that would be 6 days. This is a 5-day course. It comes in right around a little bit less than $800 US. So you will get 2 vouchers. So one for your associate and one for your Solutions Architect Professional when you take that course. All right, so one of the things that you may not be aware of is that you can also get credits. So when you achieve your associate level certification, you'll get $300 in AWS promotional credits to apply towards your AWS account. $500 are for professional or specialty certifications. So anybody in here the partner or global alliance lead on your APN account? So you are? So you're going to get that notification that says, hey, so your so-and-so has taken and achieved these things. The credits are coming into your account. All right, now I want to hand it off to Louise. Hopefully I gave you plenty of time on that kind of stuff. Thank you, everybody.